Hey guys, so big topic seems to be after I made my video is the snow going into the air filter, and this doesn't seal and the inside doesn't seal and everything doesn't seal. So anyway, I took everything out. I'll show you guys how to put it back together and all that, but we're gonna start taking this off. So T30, and welcome back, and if you're new, appreciate you guys watching. So two T30s, put them aside, pull the back out a little bit, and you're going to be pushing forward. So if you don't want to push too forward and you don't want anything in the way, get somebody to hold the door open for you. Park on an uphill, and just push forward, and then start closing again, I guess. No, there we go. And there's 3 clips, so obviously dirt does go in and go through and everything. And then what's nice about this is, you know, when you're washing it, so nothing goes into your vent, they add another one of these little thingies that protects from going into the intake there. But you gotta take this off. But be careful, these little clips at the end, they're very delicate. This doesn't seal on the side here, so I'm gonna clean this with glass cleaner and some alcohol. And I bought this stuff here in Canada. I bought it at Canadian Tire, but you can buy this at any RV. It's Polar Bear. It's basically a sealer, and it doesn't so open this up. The size I got is right here, the dimensions 7/16 by 3/4 wide, 8 feet long. Metric is 11.1 and 19, and then 2.4 meters long. But what I'm going to do with this is basically, I got 8 feet of this, so I figured 3 feet max each one. This one I've already cleaned for the passenger side for the clutches. Driver's side is for the air intake for the air box. I'm doing both, so I started taking everything apart so I wouldn't have to cut the video a million times for you guys. But anyways, the plan is, this here squishes almost flat but expands back, and it's like a memory foam, so it always keeps the shape. But anyways, we're gonna put it on there once, take it off like I don't know how many times, not too often. But anyway, I'm gonna go completely around, and you got to go 3/4 of an inch, not an inch, because these little clips here will not fit, but 3/4 fits perfectly. So I'm gonna wrap this whole thing around this. Obviously this clip had to be at the wrong place, so I'm just gonna cut it and route it behind, or trim it around the clip, and then keep coming around and do the whole thing all around. And that's it. And then once it's clipped in, you'll have to pull snug and then push snug and lock it into place. But that's for this side for the clutches. And then I'll explain everything to you guys what I'm planning on doing. I bought strips of the same kind of stuff, except way thinner. And if that was too big, I went 3/8 by 3/16 thick, 10 feet long. And I bought 2 of each just to make sure that I had plenty. And what I'm doing with that is, oh yeah, and before I forget, I'm just doing a big explanation to you guys at the beginning, and then I'll start doing it. You guys will understand what the hell I'm doing. I'm gonna remove this first of all, and it's easy to see because you see where the line is, that's where it's touching. You see where there's no line, that's where it doesn't touch. No line here, it didn't touch. So basically, we're at the far end, and then you go around, anyways, you will be able to see it. But if you can see how deep it is underneath here, that's how much room we got to play with this thing. So that's why I bought this, because this fits in the crack of that, and I can slap it underneath and double the thickness of this, and this will sponge down to almost anything. So that's what the plan is on that. I'm just gonna roll it all around, clean it, put a line of that stuff underneath, remove this gasket first. I don't want to remove it because I want it to keep its shape. And then you got a little grip in the middle here to pull it out. Don't try to stick a pick in there and ruin it. So, and then I'm going to sit it back on top, and that should create more density and more pressure. At that point, probably the clips will do its job, but I bought screws as well. We're gonna get the screws. I bought two kinds because I don't want to. Basically, the ones that fit are these little 15. These are Can-Am screws. These are the ones I had tried, and they fit good, but they're not long enough. They catch only like a little bit of the tip. So anyway, so I went and checked for similar screws that were the same size. I will be trying them, see if they fit. If not, well, I might use these ones. But I went with sheet metal screws with the square, and I went with wood screws. And these ones have 6, and I think I'm going to be using these ones because these ones look like they're further spread apart like these ones are. So I'll confirm, and the size are the is 12 by 1.5 inch long, this one, and this one here is 10 by 1 inch long. So the sheet metal screws are 10 by 1. 10 by 1 I figure is the shortest you can go, 1 inch long, and then I went 1.5. Before I forget, you don't need, you seal all that, and every snorkel kit has a plug that's closed. So what I'm gonna do is, for now, I'm just gonna find something to jam in this hole. Anything, basically cut a piece of wood and stick it in there to jam this hole for the drain plug underneath, because the drain plug will suck in air. So basically go on the, can't call your dealer and say XMR drain plug, that's the one I want, and they will give it to you. And usually the XMRs come with a clip, not just one of these. They come with a like a hose clamp clip. But anyways, so don't forget that one. That's in the bottom. You'll easily just reach your arm underneath the tank, you'll feel it, yank it up. So yeah, so I guess I'll start doing stuff that I said I was going to do. All right, be back in a second. Okay, so basically I cut one section here, did the S-curve. Here there's the clip, I ripped it. I might have to cut this section, redo it in 2 sections. But for now, we're checking fitment issue, and we're gonna see. So let's take a look how much difference this is gonna make. 1/2 inch thick by 3/4 wide, or 3/4, well, yeah. So basically, you don't need to open the door. You can just line this up in here. Come on. Oh, I'm too high. Okay. All right. So push it in towards the front, and then push backwards so get these clips in. And you can hear the, there we go. That's snapped into place. That's holding. Screws line up. Screws line up. Right here, right here. And I'm not even pushing. And if you can see in there, the foam is completely making contact through all around. So we know by putting it in the front, and then see, it's snapped into place. There we go. Pop them out. So we know this clip is clipping. Yeah, right here. And the other 2 obviously. So now what I'm gonna do is do the bottoms. I know the bottom and the top shouldn't affect anything because it's just sliding over. And we're just trying to make contact with that, but we'll do that. So we're gonna finish wrapping around. Now there's no more clips around, so this is the easy part. So let's do this and then snap it on place. And so, all right. So basically what I do is I just cut it straight in the corner. So you can either, if you really want to make it nice and fit in there, you can cut, what did I do with my scissors? You can cut this on a 45 if you really want to. Like so. Easy to trim. All right, now we're getting fancy. So, should have cut the other one on a 45 as well, but, and the stuff sticks really, really good. So, basically I'll bend this backwards, the edge, get that edge in there as tight as possible, and then let both edges jam together, as you can see. And we're running about 1/8 inside, because it's easier so we don't see it. And believe me, this stuff here, I've had that. That's what I use to seal my roof and my windshield on my X3. Because believe it or not, wiper and everything, the system, everything would come through the top. And I put this on 6 years ago, and the roof has been removed a bunch of times. And yeah, another thing with this stuff here, hopefully you get a fresh thing, and you watch how you're pulling the paper, because that make is extremely sticky, and the paper actually doesn't even want to come off of it. You need a blade to remove it. So that's the only downfall so far, is when I yank too hard or on an angle. So take your time pulling this little stuff here and try to keep it straight. But anyways, okay, so jam that in the corner there. And what's nice about this, you follow your edge on the lip here, and you should be good to go. As you can see, here there's a little clip. So we're gonna run behind the little clip, as you can see right here. So now we're behind the clip, and we're staying all along the edge. So here we go. And here we're taking a turn. And what's nice about this stuff here, you can actually turn, and once you stick it, sticks and follows. So you can really shape it really good. Well, to a limit, but for this application, it seems to be working great. This way here, and stick this along the edge here. Oh no, she ripped again. I'm following the lip here on the corner and the edge, and you're going to trim this to fit right in the corner here. So basically scissors, and hopefully I got it right the first time. Put that out of the way. All right, so that's the look we're going for. Full wraparound. Sealed all the edges, sealed everything. Yeah, almost done. It's not the fastest process, but it's not bad. You just pull it to get it to fit, and then grab a flat screwdriver. So basically do the middle one first, because we don't care if this is not properly sealed, right? Like, I'm doing my best to seal it, that it's sealed, but this is just basically a gasket razor, right? So that it seals even better. So what I'm doing is just basically, I went one size a little bit too big. I just hope that the smaller thickness that I mentioned is the right size. But this is sticky, so it's kind of tricky pushing it down. You got to get it down right. Yeah, right there. And then you just push it so that you're like making it sticky. And don't worry about putting a bunch of imprints in there. It actually swells back up to place. So it's pretty good. But no speedy process. Sit down, grab yourself cold something, and sit on your lawn chair in your garage, dab away. And then the middle one here, we're gonna trim it. There we go. Now this here, trim this as well. we go. Okay. So now we're gonna have a thicker gasket. Well, actually, it's not gonna compress, push down, because we already knew that it was leaking through the sides, so the gasket wasn't doing its job. Gasket's easy to place back. There's only one spot for it. And yeah, so it's where this little thingy is missing. This is where this little thingy goes. So here we go. So hopefully I didn't stretch it out, that it kept its shape. Oh, it sits nicer to the top now. Look at that. No, it's not sitting halfway in. I'm just making sure that it's sitting in properly, that it's not kinked anyway, that it's got its place, because I know it doesn't sit flush at the top, it has to sink in there. But I believe that this is gonna seal it way better. It's not that much thickness underneath, because you can't go extra thick, right? So, but it's actually, it raised it a little bit pretty well. Okay, so we're done with that. Jam this thing back into place there. It's got two things that you pull on each side. And then it sits in one spot. There we go. So that's that for that. So and now we're putting the air filter back on. And what's nice about having the twin air, well, she's nice and dry. I put this guy in because I haven't received my extra skin there to put over this bar there. But let's slap this guy back on there. There we go. Nice and snug. Okay. So now, I don't know how good this can hold there. Actually pretty good. She's snug in there. So we are going to put it into place. Another thing that's important is to make sure that you're in the right spot. Whew. She's gonna be snug. Oh yeah, real snug. Yeah. So now it's screwing these screws in. So I decided to go with the 10 and 1. So I guess it's 1 inch long and I don't know, 10 millimeter? No, what's it wide? I don't know what the hell. But anyways, it's sheet metal screws and 10 and 1. I don't know, zinc, whatever. And don't over tighten these. Like you actually do feel the, like even if it's clipped here, you actually feel the cover going down as you're screwing it in. So you know that these clips here, they're garbage. They're not doing their job. There we go. You only need 6. And like I said, I'll probably call my dealer, and I just wanted to get this video out to you guys, but I'm gonna call my dealer and ask him for the XMR screws right here. That one's snug. That one's stuck. So the clips are barely hanging on there. Like, they're easy to put on now. So you know that you've pressed it once the clips are easy. Like, check this one out. Yeah. This one. Oh yeah, like nothing. See that? Even my little finger, clipping it on my little finger. So yeah, so this does make a difference. It makes it tighter. So now we've sealed, hopefully, all around. I believe most of everything was coming in through there, but this as well. This is yeah. So I hoping that I properly sealed it all around. I could take it all off and see where the imprints are, but I don't feel like doing that because there's work. I gotta go to work tomorrow, and I want to finish my other side for the clutch vent. And also doing this sticky thing all around here. So that's what I'm doing, but you guys don't need to watch me do it twice. I'm just gonna do it when you come back in a few seconds. We'll be backing this thing out. All right, so we're done sealing all around as well for the clutch side. So I know this video is just gonna be for the air intake, but if you got all the hardware out, and you know how you're taking everything out, so might as well. So let's go beat this thing. Still everything's covered in snow. And reopen the air box afterwards again. Alright, so obviously we got plenty of snow. It's completely, it used to not suck that much from these vents, and I'm seeing snow in the bottom. Look, right there in the bottom. So if the snow went in the bottom, yeah. It's like everything else, you don't get it on the first try. This side here, snow in the bottom as well. Let's see. Okay, so all right, so let's see where it got to in here and see where it's coming out. I want to check this out before it melts, so as soon as possible to know where to correct and go wider inside. So I would have been 100% lucky if I would have got it on the first try. Why is this thing not coming out? Come on. There we go. Okay, so there we go. So it's easy to find out. It was touching here, 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 It was not touching a little bit here, and it wasn't touching the top here. So the top is too close to the edge. So as you can see right here, it passes and then sits at the far end inside. So basically all I'm going to do is grab another one of these and stick it all the way inside there. And then this edge here where it snaps into place, I'm gonna do the same thing. Like here I know I'm full contact in the bottom. Here I'm gonna add another strip right at the bottom all the way to the end, and inside here I'm gonna add another strip, and strip. So basically double up everything on this side. So that should fix the problem. Alright guys, so now we know that the air box is properly sealed. Putting that strip underneath and then raising the gasket. See how high it sits now? And it's the line. Before we used to see spots that the line wasn't making a pressure where it was making contact. And if you look all over the place, it's making contact everywhere on the gasket for the cover. And now this here, I had contact all around here, contact everything where the lines were, and here it was too close to the front. So now I added another strip in the front here, doubled it up on the edge here, doubled it up on the top here, and doubled it up on the corner here. So basically the only place I didn't put anything, it was in between here where the clips are. I stopped there, but the line sits right in the middle where it grooved in. So clips into the front first. So slide in there. And this is gonna be snug now. So sit the top, push down, see it cleared it. And push inwards inside here. You gotta get those clips in. And I don't wanna push the foam anyway. So pushing down. Yep. Push it back in. We gotta get those front clips into place. I believe they are. I'll try to pull the front. Nope, they're not. So push down. Oh, there we go. Now we're gonna put the two T30s in. And where's my drill? On the other side. Let's see if we got some air in, some snow in there. Got a light or something? I need to light that thing up. Trying to see. If it's black and you can't see no white, I guess that's the screw. Huh? Looks good. So I guess the next thing is to pop this lid and check out the air box. So wipe this down. Pop all three clips. Man, it's been a long day. hope it's finally dry and that we don't have to worry about this thing anymore. Here's the last one. Can you see you think you can see from the air filter from over there?
So close.
All right. The moment of truth. That's wet. Should be okay. No snow in the cover whatsoever. Take a peek in there. No snow in the air box. Let's remove the filter and see what it says underneath, 'cause that's where the intake comes in. So if there's any snow or... No, and this time it's perfectly dry. So, yeah. Thanks for watching, guys, and I think we solved the problem. This one here, like I did, I put this little liner all around underneath this little stuff here. It's kind of snug, so basically what I did, like I showed you guys in the video, just stretch it out and it will fall right in place. Grab a flat screwdriver and just poop, 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 poop. Doesn't matter if it's not perfect underneath there, you're just basically making a gasket lifter. And that's it for that. Don't forget the Polar Bear Peak. This was like 15 bucks Canadian at Canadian Tire. Any hardware store or RV center should have some. I bought this one. I'm gonna return it, didn't use that one. So anyway, I'll stop blabbing away. Thanks for watching, guys. Thanks for subscribing. I hope this fixes your problem. It's a cheaper fix than, and also I called my dealer this morning and told him that I need screws for the cap. The cover doesn't seal properly, and they told me we'll order all 6 screws and it's on the house. So they're paying it. I don't know if it's going to go through warranty. They're just going to give me the screws and make me happy. Don't know which way they're going at it, but I'm not paying a dime for the screws. So I'm going to remove those chrome screws and put the nice black ones that come with it with the torque. But that's about it. So any questions, feel free to ask. And yeah, I'm finally happy this thing's not full of snow. And I'm finally happy this thing is bone dry in the air box. So bye for now.